I told him it's the most important duty he has today is talking to me on the radio, but that's not really true. He's actually running a school district, and today's the first day of school. So he does have priorities, but he has carved out a little time for us this morning. Shawn Ford, Superintendent Purchase Line, good morning.
Good morning, Todd. How are you?
Wonderful, wonderful. It's good to have you with us. Our conversation brought to you by Marcus & Mack, a law firm representing injured people. So, you know there's going to be glitches from time to time. How smoothly did the start of school today go?
You know, we had a pretty good morning dealing with, we changed some transportation patterns at the high school to utilize some different entrances. So, you know, we're going to work out some of the little bugs on that. But overall, both schools, I was out and about at both schools, and we were happy with how the morning went. Now we're into the classrooms, and now we're into the next stage of evaluating how things are going right now.
Yeah, I think that's something that we need to appreciate is the logistical headache that busing can entail for all of our school districts. We have so many rural roads, and the buses have to go down every single one of them. And now with the pandemic and all of the other issues that go on, that's a tremendous planning thing, isn't it?
Yes, operationally, that's been probably the biggest challenge. You know, not only what you just stated, the rural nature of it, but we're also operationally we're on a hybrid schedule, so we have different students coming on different days and making sure, you know, the right students are here. And that's what we're doing a double check this morning. Every classroom, we have people assigned to that. So it's been a change of operations for us from what we previously did. So you're right, that's been a logistical challenge for sure.
Just to help us understand, when a child is ready to get on the school bus and the driver notices that the mask isn't on, is it the driver's responsibility to say, hey, put the mask on before you get on the bus?
We remind the student, listen, you have to wear a mask. We have extra mask on the bus. We have extra mask in the classroom, and so we have our drivers. We don't want a confrontation with the student. We simply have them remind them if there's a problem. Then the bus driver just kind of lets the principal know once we get there, and we'll kind of address it there. So far, our students have been doing a really good job. I didn't notice one student not having a mask on this morning. We had our Leap into Learning, which is our kindergartners in for a week. They wore the mask, or even our pre-Kers, they were wearing the mask. So it has not seemed to be a problem. You know, actually, it was better than what we anticipated.
Yeah, well, with parents having to get used to it last spring, it should be something that is something they're used to by now, even those youngest students. But that does become an issue, doesn't it? Because those youngest students at Purchase Line and all of our other districts, they're not used to having a whole day when they are having to be vigilant about things that, you know, they're experiencing school for the very first time. Now this on top of that, it really does take a tremendous amount of effort and I'm sure from the kids some cooperation and they have to buy into it.
Right. You know, that's what, you know, I think one of my administrators said it best. Our health and safety plan is really reliant upon so many other people, from our parents encouraging and holding that expectation with their children, to our teachers, to our support staff. It really has to be a team effort. You know, we can have something on paper, but everyone has to be contributing and to that. And so not only the mask, but even the social distancing, even the way we set desks in the room. There's a lot of changes when a student walks into that room this morning. It looks different than what it did last March.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so that's, you know, the educational plan is what it is, and you're working your way through it and with it, and hopefully it will be exactly the way that you want it to be and that you'll be able to move forward. I talked last hour with Mike Minnick from Indiana Area School District. I want to ask you the same basic question. Extracurricular activities, clubs, band, sports obviously is a part of it, but all of the different things, the social aspects of being a student are pretty well important as well. It's not just, okay, let's go learn reading, writing, and arithmetic. The social aspects and learning how to be people in society, that's an important part of the school experience too, is it not?
Yes, very. You know, I'm an old athletic director, Todd. I was an athletic director for 15 years, and I was also a senior class advisor for a while when I was teaching. So to me, those are all a very, very important part of what school is. It's part of our culture, and so we want to continue those activities, and we want to, that's what I said. We're back in school. We're going to have to find a way to do this, and we have to still meet our health and safety plan. But those are all key parts of that, and that's proving to be a challenge, especially with our band. Even how do we practice? How do we do choral? How do we, we've had to work out contingency plans for all of those different scenarios. How are we going to run concerts when we can't have have a large group setting? So now we're going to have to plan on those virtually. But my statement to the staff is that we're going to do it somehow, some way, because we feel it's that important for our students. A lot of it's going to be, we're going to have Zoom meetings now. We're going to be doing things in a virtual world, but we're still going to be doing those.
Absolutely, got to do that. It's a very, very important part of the student's life. Let's talk technology. Of course, that is a big part of every school district right now, and especially since every school district in Indiana County is a rural district with maybe spotty internet availability. What's it like at Purchase Line?
We still have that issue. We've tried to do our best to identify those students who do not have good internet. Matter of fact, I already saw an email this morning from our director of our curriculum coordinator working that out, and so we're reaching out to those students, and we're going to do the best we can. We've encouraged those students to at least come in here a couple days a week, but we've narrowed that. I think we're about 2% now as a district. I think it's 2.7 to be exact, of students who have identified as not having good internet who aren't in school at all. The other ones we've at least got in a couple of days, and so we're still working through that. I can probably answer that question better in a month than I can right now as we get more and more students on there. We're working through passwords right now in our new Chromebooks and our learning management platform. So there's a lot to that. So like I said, I'll be able to answer that better in a month. But that we're targeting that. We have been reaching out. We have our teachers reaching out weekly to those students. So we're going to do the best we can with that. But that's still a great problem in this area and across the state, for that matter. The inequity of the lack of internet access, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, we've heard about shortages of Chromebooks and laptops at other school districts. Some of the larger ones in Pittsburgh are still struggling. I think our Indiana County school superintendents, they got on it pretty quick because they looked ahead and saw what the fall was going to be like, and that's a good thing. But does it also mean that you had to sort of increase staffing and some of the IT capabilities within your school district?
We were able to. Every student has a device at Purchase Line. We had to roll out an alternative device at our kindergarten level. We're still waiting on some iPads to come in, but other than that, we still were able to give them an alternative. We contract with CJAWS, and so we have kind of a team behind us there from the IT perspective, and we're up and running pretty well with that. Like I said, we did get on it. We're very fortunate here in Indiana County. I talked to all the superintendents, and we're sitting good with devices. Our learning management platform's up and ready. Like I said, right now we're working on the password resets with our parents to try to get them onto the system. Are
you hearing many concerns from parents about pandemic issues such as cleanliness and social contacts, or do they pretty much have a handle on it?
We haven't heard. We haven't heard a lot. We ran orientations, Todd. We ran 6 orientation nights, where we brought parents in. We explained what we were doing. We explained the process of how we were cleaning, what our standards were. We went over, all of our new technology. We had them sign forms. So I think it went well, and I think the parents appreciated the opportunity to ask questions. So I haven't heard. That hasn't been a big. It's probably the biggest thing we've heard is just trying to get the connectivity issues and get on with our passwords. That's probably been our biggest challenge here in the last 4 or 5 days.
Yeah, pulling off lunch is a big enough challenge as it is. Have you had to expand cafeteria capabilities, maybe move into the gym or some other area?
We have at the high school. We have overflow rooms. We can get so many students into our cafeteria. We have 2 other spaces available. At the elementary school, we have students. We have alternating. Some days they're in the cafeteria, other days they're in their classrooms. So yes, we definitely are utilizing additional spaces.
Yeah, and as I said to somebody else, I can't remember who earlier. My goodness, the amount of training and extra cooperation from teachers, from custodians, from staff members, just up and down the board. The summer was extremely busy for you all, and I know that it's pretty gratifying to see it working out, isn't it?
It's gratifying. I have to admit, when I was driving to work this morning, I had the butterflies in there. Kind of reminded me going to that first game or something. I was coming in here with some unknowns, and I had the butterflies that I, quite frankly, I haven't had for a while. So just because we have so many new things we're working on, but I felt better once I saw the students coming in and parents dropping them off and just getting a chance to interact a little bit. So.
Yeah, well, there you go. Shawn Ford he's going back. First day of school's just as nervous for you as it is for the kids, huh?
Absolutely. I'd be lying if I would say anything different. So,
Shawn, we wish you the best. I want to thank you for taking some time out to be with us here today. It's been important.
All right, thanks, Todd. I'll speak to you next month.
Very good. Have a great day today.
Yes, you too.
It is the voice of Indiana County, WCCS 101.1 FM and AM 1160.